Hello YouTube, my name is Ojov and welcome back to Can They Be DLC, episode 4 I think of this season, well 4th character, maybe episode 5, no, 4, no, episode 5, 4th character, 5th episode, that's the way it is, or next, not really character, much more of a franchise that we're going to be talking about today, and it's going to be Soul Calibur. Before we get to it, because obviously I'm going to say this right now, again, apologies for this coming a day later than it should have, but I just didn't have the time over the weekend and I really want to do it like basically week to week, so I apologize for that. I also want to apologize for the lateness and like responding to other comments that I will be responding around the time that this video goes up from other videos. But anyway, also this is going to be a shorter video because there's not really much to talk about because Soul Calibur is not a franchise that I know too well, so I'm not going to discuss a lot of characters in it, but also because we didn't unfortunately get any comments on the previous video, unless YouTube didn't warn me, which is a very likely possibility given how YouTube sometimes works, so I'm just gonna make sure, but I don't believe it had, no it didn't. We only have one from Fura 2 weeks ago, so a little bit of a cough, so I apologize for that too. So before we get into the Smash discussion, let's talk a little bit about the news this week. Not really many news regarding Smash Bros, but news overall regarding a character that could possibly come to Smash, that is a Resident Evil character. We've all thought it was a little bit weird how Resident Evil got things in the previous or not Resident Evil got things in the previous game, but how Nintendo got not the Resident Evil got a big segment on the Nintendo Z3, so it's a likelihood of like something there. And recently Leon and Claire got announced for not DLC, but to be a part of, well, technically speaking, DLC. I don't know if it's paid DLC or just an update for Leon, for Monster Hunter World. So the possibility, so they're in that crossover. I do think personally that if we're going to get a Resident Evil character, it's going to be either Chris or Leon. Personally, that's my opinion. I think it's either going to be the poster boy or the one that has not only the bigger connection with Nintendo, but also one of the most popular characters in the franchise. I know a lot of people are pulling for Jill right now, but a lot of that pulling for Jill, and why I cannot really stand on the side of Jill being the main focus of the thing. I could see her being a skin, but not the default avatar. If it were up to me, if it could be, I would say all three plus Claire could be costumes, with only one of them being the main character, like Hero. But a lot of people are supporting Jill just because of women, and it's like, but you don't really believe the character, so I don't know if you can really get behind that. I don't think that's a good enough reason. I do think Jill should be as a costume, but just pulling for her over the other two because it seems weird to me. It's one of those things, it's like Urbosa. A lot of people are right now chanting for Urbosa to be in the game, and I'm like, where were all of you years ago asking for Impa? It just annoys me a little bit, especially the Impa one. Seriously, it makes me sad. Makes me sad that now people are like, oh, women, female characters. Fuck Impa. There's the new character that, I don't know. It annoys me a little bit that Impa gets left behind, because not only that, gets left behind, and people want Urbosa over Midna, for example. I didn't give her him. I think that she shouldn't be in before those two. Or even Skull Kid and Impa, but still. Anyway, let's get on to the topic of the video, which is going to be Soul Calibur and how likely it is to be DLC. So like I said, I don't know much about the franchise, so I won't be able to discuss a lot of characters. I do know two, I believe the names are, I know one of the names is Nightmare, which is I believe one of the main villains of the stories of the game. Could be wrong on that. And what is the other one? Siegfried. I think it's Sigmore. Could be Siegfried. That's also one of the most well-known and recognizable characters from the games. This is a franchise, again, like I said, don't know much about, so I can't really discuss it. But I will say that I think, how likely is there? they're an Namco character, so obviously they're going to have the Tekken over them with Heihachi. However, I found out recently that a franchise, surprisingly enough, beats Tekken and was one of the most profitable ones for Namco Bandai, which was Digimon. You know, that one right there. Digimon is highly more profitable than Soul Calibur and Tekken. I believe it's in the rankings of money-making franchises for Namco is Pac-Man, obviously, Digimon, and then I think it's Tekken. It's either Tekken or something else, not including, you know, the whole, I mean, even including Dragon Ball and One Piece and My Hero Academia and Naruto, you know, all that, those anime franchises. Even if we count them in, I believe Digimon will still be above because Digimon is entirety owned by Namco Bandai, while the other characters aren't, as far as I can tell. Not as far as I can tell, I know they aren't. So Agumon might be a little bit more of the advantage. With that in mind, I actually think now, with Digimon also coming to the Switch with 2 games very soon, and Digimon being the Sonic to Pokemon's Mario, so it'll be interesting to see it. But how likely is it? I don't think they can be DLC. I don't think they would be DLC. However, it's weird, although it was weird given the fact that this franchise is very well known for its crossovers. It's also a franchise that had Link in it, so the Smash relationship and the Nintendo relationship is already there. But it suffers from the fact that A, is not on Switch, B, I don't think there has been a single Soul Calibur game released on a Nintendo system since Soul Calibur 2 on the GameCube, which, by the way, just so happens to be the best-selling version of that game. Just saying, maybe it's because of Link, probably it's because of Link. But hey, it hasn't released yet. I think it will be cool for 5, or is it 5 or is it 6 that's out right now? I think it's 6 to come out for the Switch. It'll be interesting because that would, technically speaking, give way to 2B being a possible character in Smash. But as possible playable characters, I don't think we are going to be seeing them as a character, but we could be seeing a character in the shape of a Mii costume. Because most of them are sword wielders, you basically already have the model built there for the Mii sword fighter. So I guess that'll be it for this episode. So next episode is going to be about Dante from the Devil May Cry series, and I also kind of want you guys help on something. I have the idea of making a video regarding franchises and characters that will be better represented in Smash Bros. Without having to be playable characters, you know, better representation like being a stage or music or Mii costumes or spirits or assist trophies. That would represent the franchise better than a playable fighter. But I just can't really make the title that's shorter. So I would like some suggestions, maybe, like, even if it's not like, even if I don't end up using something, but like it could help me out a little bit. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I've been Knowledge of DS. Join me again next week, hopefully, or technically speaking this week, hopefully this week on Sunday, maybe on Monday again next week, so I apologize for that. But anyway, with the Dante from Devil May Cry series. Thank you guys for watching. I've been Knowledge of DS. See you then.